All right. Welcome everybody. Today is a special day. The European Championships start. And my Scottish heritage is against Germany. How are you doing, Nicholas? You doing
I'm
some
doing
planting
well.
today, I heard?
It's been a good day. I can't complain. I'm excited for the Euros, excited for things to get started. I hope I hope it's actually a good tournament and it's not just one whole team destroying everybody.
Brilliant. I don't think the USA are going to win the Euros this year.
Yeah, I don't
It's going
think
to be
it's
rough.
possible now that I think about it.
Yeah. Well, it's good to see you. Thanks for joining. Welcome to everybody who's on a webinar today. We're going to go through some great things. We're going to talk about how you can boost your SEO sales, how you can help customers in your local areas increase their revenue by attracting more customers that currently don't find them, that don't know where they are. So you ready, Nick? You can hear me
Absolutely.
okay, right?
I
Let's
will
get
give you
going.
the okay.
Okay, we're going to share the screen. I've had troubles with this in the past, so we'll see how technically up to date I am today. All right.
It's working.
Brilliant. Fantastic. Okay. So we are going to talk about how our value and the SEO solution today. That is the main piece. But it does start with education. A lot of successful people start with the foundation of education. So, Nick, let's talk about understanding why every business needs SEO. Is it truly every business, or is it most businesses? Kind of a cliched title here, but what do you think, Nick?
Oh, I actually have an experience of this week of a
Right.
situation where it's just one of those things where it's like, why would you do this? It's the third day at a baseball tournament, and you know how I love my baseball tournaments.
A lot of sun.
So it's the second game. In the first game, we lost. Second game turns out we lost as well. I say
Yeah.
we was the kids. They did not
You
do
didn't play.
well. They
You
lost
didn't
it. It
play.
was bad. But the parents afterwards are like, well, let's go out and get some food. Let's figure out what's going on. You got parents searching, and you got one parent who's trying to guide us along, and he's searching, and turns out he found a closed down restaurant. And he's like, well, that's
Oh.
what I get for only searching on Apple Maps. Then you
Oh.
got another parent who's there. He's like, oh, don't you worry, I can find something else out. He ends up finding an amazing Mexican restaurant that I appreciated their food. My daughter loved the beans and rice. But because he used Google, he had actual restaurants that were open that had reviews that he was able to see the menu. He could go to the website and he had the actual ability to look at what is going on.
Yeah.
That is the value of Google. Everybody's doing it. 8.5 billion Google searches every day. That translates to 63,000 Google searches every second, which blows my mind. I can't get over it.
Mind blown.
And it is incredible to think about the power that Google has. It has become an actual verb. It is what we do every day and how we do it. It dictates how we even search and how quick we are able to look at a website. When I
Uh-huh.
started in the SEO world, you had 10 seconds to capture a customer on your website. Now you have about two. Now, why is it important to be on the first page of Google and at the top of the first page of Google? 84% of searchers are going to skip the paid ads. The paid ads are up at the top. It
Yeah.
said say ads next to it. Hopefully you don't get
Let's say
lost
that's
there. But
sponsored.
you beneath there in the map section and beneath, you will be able to see the organic search results.
Yeah. No, I love that. In fact, what I like to show the importance is to why every business needs it is I just ask them, hey, how many of you have a phone, right? No kidding. Everybody's got a phone. Half of them are on it right now. They're not even watching this webinar. They're scrolling through
Exactly.
something else more exciting, but it's, did you use your phone this year to find something? Well, yeah, no kidding, right? Our dishwasher died last week and where did I go? I didn't go to a yellow page book. They were certainly great in the time, but I'm going to go to Google. I'm going to search there. And so for me, it's massive that 90% of the people that are looking online are not scrolling very far. They're looking in those first set of results. And that's why every business needs SEO. Because if you're not doing it, you don't show up by accident, right? You don't come in here and just appear. You have to earn your position. So tell us a little bit, Nick, maybe what is SEO and what do we need to do to actually earn the position right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I love SEO, and this definition that we've got on the screen really tells us everything and the customer everything that they need to know in order to feel comfortable why they should be choosing somebody. It actually shows amount of work that is needed. So SEO is the work that goes into your website to build relevance and trust so that it earns a top 10 ranking on Google. There's a couple of words there that are huge. Work. SEO is not this amazing thing that you pay for that automatically you get on the first page. It's not like plastic surgery. This is
Well,
like going to the gym, doing the work. I'm not a good example of it, but I know this analogy pretty well. You go to the gym, you get healthy, you eat right, you get it so that you earn your ranking with Google. You're making your website healthy so that
yeah,
it has relevance and trust and it earns a top 10 ranking on Google. Now let's talk about what is relevance, what is trust, what makes it so that you earn that first
yeah.
page or that top 10 on Google.
No, that's a great point. We're actually going to get to that, but this is a key piece here as well that I just put on the SEO leads. So when a company
That's
is
true.
doing SEO and their potential customers find them, somebody that has found a company organically actually has a higher conversion rate. So and this is not a knock on the paid ads. We're pro ads. If ads are working for you, you should do
Pro
any
ads.
pro ads. You should do any marketing channel that has an ROI that's positive, right? So, but the benefit if you're doing both is even better. I love the gym example. Currently training for a marathon, Nick, and man, well, it's I don't know if I recommend it to everybody, but it's consistent. And so this relevance and this trust that we're talking about here, it has to be continual. It's not like you do it at the end of the month and then you pick it back up in 3 months, right? It's continual. And so let's talk about the relevance and the trust piece and how these play in. What is relevance, Nick? What does that even mean? How does a small company become relevant in Google's eyes? What do they need to do?
So we need to think about the way that Google will be looking and analyzing your website. When we do that, we're going to look at the actual physical appearance of the website and the way that it is coded. And we want to make sure that when Google lands on your website, they can easily navigate or crawl through your website to understand exactly what they're looking at. We will make changes to the sitemap, robots.txt, the different copy, a bunch of other nerdy things, title tags, H1s, to make sure that it supports the services that you provide in your actual location.
Yeah. So everything on the website.
Everything on
That's
the
how we build
website.
relevance. And what about the trust piece? How's that built? What are we doing there?
The way that we look at trust is we want to look at industry relevant websites, primarily the copy that we put on that website, that it is industry relevant, it fits within the same keyword cloud or has the same contextual understanding of what you want to rank for, and we will get a link pointed in that article back to your customer's website. So we got to manually create that relationship, get an amazing, nice, unique piece of copy that's related to your website, put onto that website with a hypertext or link pointing back to your customer's website. When we
And they come
have
in
that,
varying
I'm
they
sorry,
come in varying quality ranges, right? That those inbound links, they're not sort of all of the same value. They vary, right, Nick?
you have to. You have to have a variance of the different types of links that you've got. In fact, in the most recent Google algorithm leak that's been fun and kind of controversial in
Leak.
the SEO world, it talks about how you need to have an actual portfolio. You can't have just a specific type of link pointing back to your customer's website. You need to have a variety. If you don't have that variety or a natural link footprint, Google will say, knock it off, and your ranking doesn't increase. They think you have an actual problem. So, for that reason, you need to do stuff in a natural, holistic way. And doing that and creating an actual link portfolio is how we get our customers on the first page or in the top 10 of Google.
So if I'm understanding right, the work we're going to do is highly focused on the relevance and the trust, and that's really all it comes down to, right?
That is it.
Yeah. So let's talk a little bit about this and how this helps you become the best dancer.
I,
Um,
I
when I
love
was
math.
Yep.
Math is great.
You love it simple, Nick.
I love it simple.
Simple. So
Relevant plus trust makes you the best answer. That is it.
it's
But the
simple.
question is, Aaron, what is the best answer? What does that mean to these small businesses, to
Yeah,
these customers that are out there?
that's the key point.
What is
So
it about?
so when I was in England growing up, the future European champions,
Mm,
they like their cars, but they don't have garages. The cars all just sit on the road, so they get dirty. The rain comes; it comes every day in England. And so I would go around from like a 10-year-old through to 15, and that's how I made some extra money. You did car washing. I washed your car, did a good job. I mean, you can tell from my head, I'm good at shining. And
That's very true.
and then I would ask the person, "Hey, do you have any neighbors that have cars?" Yeah, no kidding, right? Everybody's got a car. And so I'd get a referral. That was the critical piece to my car washing business because referrals are what drive the business. And so switching this back to SEO, when you are relevant and you are trusted, you become one of the best answers that Google can use as the greatest, biggest online referral machine for your business that you could ever have.
Yeah.
So that is where it's at.
Aaron, I literally saw that with that example that I provided today. We looked at reviews, we looked at their website, we looked at their menu, we looked at their drink menu. We understood exactly where we were going and why we were going. So that is exactly what we're doing is creating a referral machine for our customers.
Yeah. And the cool thing about referrals, I mean, you could go to any big city in the world, and the ones I have been into and talked to small business owners, they love referrals. They spend more, they stay longer, they in turn refer other businesses. And so as Google becomes your referral machine, that is going to be massive for the future growth of your small business. So that's what SEO is. That's the education phase, right? Now we've got someone that's thinking, where am I on Google? I wonder how many times Google is referring my business to people that are looking for me. So now we've got to step in and talk about the value and how SEO is the solution. When I visit with small businesses, I like to make it an immersive experience. I like to show them and walk them through each phase. So we first start off by looking at their website, pull it up, have them talk through it. Hey, when did you have it built? Compliment them on their website. Find something that looks good, and then say, okay, well now let's see if Google is aware of your website. And so we go to Google, we type in. First, I want to show them that they can actually be found. They're actually part of the discussion potentially, right? So we search for their company name, and they're going to come up unless there's some crazy thing out there, which SEO certainly would be needed to help that out. But their company name is going to come up. I'm going to bring their website up, and that's great. That means people that know that you exist, maybe they've heard about you on radio, TV, billboards, they've heard about you, and so when they need you, they know your company name, right? The thing is we need to help people that don't know about your business. We need to help them find you when they need you. Okay? And so we're going to go in, I'm going to ask the company, hey, so you're doing so you're a plumber, right? And so people are going to look for you when they have a need for emergency plumbing, right? They got a flood. And so we're going to go in there, emergency plumbing, and it's going to come up. And they're not going to be there. And so that's going to start to get the brain cogs ticking a little bit more. But they're going to see who is there. And so, well, do you know Lehigh, Utah HVAC, electric, plumbing, and drains? Do you know these guys? Any hour service? That's what opens the bag, right? I guess the emotions flowing because they know who these people are because they see them in the industry. But where am I? How come I'm not on this list, right? You've spoken to small businesses that have this concern, right, Nick?
Absolutely. I think one of my favorite things that while utilizing this tactic of searching their company name, the services that they provide within their area, it teaches them a couple of things. Number one, they want to be there. And if they're not there, it's creating that pain point that we need to hit and explain. We want to get you there. We have the plan, we have the process in order to get you there. Number two, if we have a lot of other businesses that are populated in that area, we're helping them understand the amount of work that we need to beat all of those others to
In the
get
discussion,
closer to the top.
yeah, to
So
compete.
I love doing that. It's an amazing technique that you can utilize to create the pain point that you will address later on.
Perfect. We got this staple stat that we always share. I heard from our team here. It's actually 87% this year, but this is a key piece. For the customers and small businesses that we work with and that our partners work with, 86% of them reach those top 10 rankings within 6 months. That's key. Back to the gym analogy, right? You're not ready day one to go and run the race. It takes time. SEO takes some time. It's the continual effort. But we know that customers that find you through SEO, they will spend more, they'll convert quicker. And so that's a key part here that we're not getting if we're not in the SEO discussion. All right,
Now,
let's
when you get
talk.
to this next piece, you need to
Oh,
make sure that you're explaining why your customer should be working with you. You've created that pain point. You've created that, oh, I don't know why I'm not there.
the salivating,
The
the
salivating, they're
drooling.
excited. You need to explain to them that number one, you are data driven. You have the information for you to feel comfortable in saying, I can get you into the top 10 of Google. And this is why. This is the package that we're going to choose for you. In fact, on Boostability side, this algorithm update that we got, this leak,
Yeah,
there's a blog that we just put out this last week that states, hey, relax. It's okay. We've
relax.
got this taken care of.
The
We
Aaron
already
Rodgers,
knew this
relax.
because we've got the data, 6.9 million keywords that we're tracking on a monthly basis.
6.98.
6.98, that's close, but it's not there. So I gotta make sure that I have the correct amount of decimal places there, Aaron. But tracking those keywords enable us to understand what is happening in Google's world rather than having to depend on, somebody's blog, a tweet, um, all these different tools that are getting thrown at you. We have the real ability to understand what each customer needs. Our allocations are set up for the best success of the customer. Everything is done precisely because we're data driven. We're not just, going, oh, okay, I think this will work. We really understand what each customer needs.
Yeah.
Now, on top of that, everything that we do is done by a Boostability employee. We do not outsource to another company. Everything is by us. Why do we care
Nice.
about that? We can control quality. We can control what people are doing and how they're doing it. If there is an algorithm update where we do need to make a shift, we will work on it and we'll make sure that our individual employees that are experts within a specific task are completing that work up to our quality. There are
Yeah.
so many SEO companies out there that are just shifting or sending their work to somebody else because they don't know what they're doing or how they're doing it. And you can't really control what quality you're going to receive. Sorry,
That's a
Aaron, what were you going to
masterpiece.
say?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, my dad always used to say, you got to make sure you own the coconut tree and not just the coconuts, right? And we got everything here. We we own all of the pieces,
All of the
all of
yeah,
the pieces, the coconut tree, Nicholas.
I
So
love
yeah,
it.
no one's gonna throw us for a loop on this one because we own the production line
I like it.
and it is the whole thing's data driven. All right, let's talk about the next part. It's
Ooh,
part of our image here. Tell us about the reporting, Nick. What are we going to show?
a reporting dashboard is huge. In my opinion, it sets you apart from any other company that's out there. You want to know, what am I getting out of this?
Mm-hmm.
What am I paying for? What are you doing? And how is it helping me? We have a reporting dashboard that is fully white labeled that allows you from any point, if you can click on that single sign-on link and see exactly what's going on. You've got a keywords tab where you can see where the keywords started, where they're currently at when they get into the top 10. You have a work history tab. We believe our customer should be like that angry math teacher, Aaron will say maths teacher, that we
Maths
all
teacher.
had growing up, where they're screaming, show your work. Tell me how you got this result. How did you get these keywords into the top 10? With all of these algorithm updates that are happening, we need to make sure that we show it. So we do the work
Wait,
history tab.
we show every task we do?
Every task. You can hover over the little question mark next to the task and it'll tell you the definition of it, how it helps you. If it's a longer one where we had to write a piece of copy, something along those lines, you can click on that and then the details will show everything that is there. We have a Google Analytics tab. Our listings product is there as well, but you have the full understanding of what you're paying for and what you're getting out of it.
Now, it seems that the way you pitch that, Nick, that maybe not everybody does this, that they
No.
like to keep some of the SEO work in the closet, right? They keep it hidden behind the lock
Yeah.
and key.
A lot of companies that are out there think that there's this like Coca-Cola secret recipe. I can't do it. Google has released on purpose and sometimes not on purpose, what they care about.
Yeah, it's true.
And ultimately, we understand what they care about and how to get customers into the top 10. And we don't care about sharing our secret sauce. We kick butt at it.
Love it.
Part of the things that we've looked at from the beginning is relevance and trust, or full service SEO. We're
Mhm.
going to look at the website, we're going to organize it, make it so Google can understand it, and then we're going to go off of the website and build that trust. Some companies out there will think, oh, content is king, I'm only going to do on site. And then algorithm update hits, and you're like, oh no, well, I wish I had a link portfolio. We make sure that we've got this holistic approach. We're not just going to the gym, we're eating healthy. We do all of it at the same time.
Brilliant. And to
Now,
top it off, we're doing it all the time, right? Our people don't work all the time. They go to sleep, they go to the gym, they go to the McDonald's,
ooh,
but our system is always working for you and for your customers.
exactly.
Yeah.
Launchpad, our system, will do a track and make sure that if there's anything that comes up that makes our life crazy, we want to be aware of it. So we're going to monitor each and every customer that's inside of our system, no matter what.
Yeah. We have, I think, over 150 different ticket types. These are manually and automatically generated based on what the system sees, and then based on what real people see. And so technology enabled, but people driven. That's the core of everything that we do. That's what makes Boostability SEO the best SEO, because we have the best combination of people with the greatest technology.
And
So
ultimately, this is your product.
yeah,
This is what you are selling to your customers. Each and every one of these points is something that you can sell to your customers.
massive. Okay, so Nick, someone's coming on board. They've got questions. Well, are you just a handsome sales guy that gets me in the door? What happens after the sale, right? I mean, you are.
Yeah, not only am I handsome, I know what I'm talking about.
Just got to
What
work on
we're
the
going to do
humor.
is when we receive an account, we're going to do a website audit. It is not for you. It is not for anything other than for us to understand, would something on this website make our life horrible down the road? So we're going to do some checks and balances, and then we're going to do keyword research. During the onboarding call, we will choose those keywords together. If we identify anything crazy during that website audit, we will discuss it during that time. But the main thing is we want to make sure that we understand what we're looking at, where we're coming from, and then we'll choose the keywords together. Once those keywords are chosen, we will do the on-site optimization, where we're going to make it so Google can navigate it easily. We'll go off of the website and start building that link portfolio. On a monthly basis, we're going to talk to you uh, we'll reach out to you, and then we will discuss what is happening in the reporting dashboard, and then you can always see the increase in rankings. And as you get closer to the top 10 of Google, you will have more traffic, more opportunities for conversion.
Love it. So let's just talk for a moment about those, Nick, that maybe have further questions. They seem like maybe they're on the fence. Maybe they've had a bad experience with SEO. Is there more stuff you've kind of got in your back pocket you're going to throw at them? What do you do in that situation here?
We got to make sure that we refer to the equation: relevance plus trust equals the best answer, ultimately referrals, and that is top 10 rankings. That's where our goal is. Now, why SEO? You're going to run into two types of customers:
Hmm.
people who understand it and people who don't understand it. The people who understand it, you're going to explain what those 5 points that I just went over. The people who don't understand it, you need to explain, people are looking on Google. 84% of people are going to click organically. 93% of people consult Google before buying or purchasing anything. So it is primarily, we want to make sure that they understand SEO, then you will hit those 5 points.
Yeah, exactly. I love the two types of people, and that's really key, right? Because we've taught through everything, and so they're either completely sold. Let's go forward. Now I've got to find an SEO provider, and that's when we now actually need to win their trust so that they want to proceed in a customer acquisition partnership with us, that they know that we have the best SEO. But for those that don't really know yet, they don't get it, that as simple as the equation is, that's what we've got to refer back to. Relevance plus trust equals the best answer. And I found that we have to actually walk them through that. We have to show them the Google search. We have to type it in, 24-hour emergency plumber, and actually show them who's showing up so that they can actually see, oh, wow, people are doing this tens, 100 times a day, thousands of times a day. This is happening in my city right now, and I'm not showing up. I need to fix that. And so, yeah, there's no secret sauce. The secret is building the relationship of trust with your customer by walking them through it so that they make the decision, right? That's great salesmanship.
I
That's
agree.
great partnership. So,
And good SEO is done the correct way. I've always said it's search engine optimization, not search engine manipulation. We work hard to do the correct tasks that'll benefit the customer the best. Period. And
yeah,
ultimately, that's what we're looking for.
love it. Nick, what do you find is maybe some of the questions that come up that might be a block for some of our people here? Let's maybe see if we've got any in our system. I guess someone here is asking that, if they were to consider SEO again, they've had a previous bad experience and it just didn't work out. How would you tackle that objection if someone
Yeah.
brings that up? They've just had a bad experience in the past.
Whether or not you're working with us or anybody else, there's a couple of things that I would recommend with any SEO company that's out there. Number one, clear communication. Do I have a regular touch point, somebody that represents my company or the account management team? Who am I speaking with regularly to understand what is happening? Do I have a clear pathway? Often, when people are outsourcing their work, they're even outsourcing, everything. So you might get an email at 2 in the morning. That's not going to help you out at any time if you've got a frustrated customer. So a clear form of communication, in-house fulfillment, and then some way to have a reporting dashboard that tells you what's going on. There's also a lot of SEO companies that will have an a la carte menu. Uh, and although, I mean, unless you are on the ball, you understand the algorithm updates that are there and what you should be doing with everything, that could be a pain. You want to identify a company that is an actual expert who knows what's going on, what's happening, in order for you to feel comfortable. A lot of a la carte services in the last year and a half have been heavily focused on content because content is king. We know with the recent changes that's not the case. But if you don't have the right approach and if you don't know what's going on, you're always going to be chasing the wrong thing. And we need to make sure that we have that holistic on-site, off-site relevance and trust approach. So whether or not it's with us or anybody else, you need to make sure you have a holistic approach, you have a clear way to communicate with somebody, and you've got a great relationship with them. There's nothing worse than having a poor relationship with somebody that you don't trust and you can't hold them or they can't hold you accountable for the expectations that you're setting or what they're doing. That's my advice.
Thanks so much, Nick.
I appreciate
Guys, we
it.
appreciate your time today. Next time, we're going to talk a little bit about budget recommendations. Today, we've gone through the education and the value and the solution. And so next time, we'll talk about how we can actually put that together with a budget that is enough to get the work done. And then we'll walk through into the closing and any objections that customers have. So
I
thank you again
appreciate
for
it.
your time. We'll see you
Thank
next
you.
time. See you.